We're serving up round 2 of the USL Jägermeister Cup here in Group 5 in Charlotte, North Carolina, as Charlotte Independence host Lexington SC in a League One versus Championship showdown. And today's match is presented by Novant Health, the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independence. My name is Parker Johnson, here with you for this one. Let's set the stage in the Jägermeister Cup standings. Charlotte Independence coming out with a huge win on match week 1. They defeated North Carolina FC, and on the other side, Lexington, they lost to Loudoun United, so that's why they sit at the bottom of the standings. We're serving up round 2 of the USL Jägermeister Cup here in Group 5 in Charlotte, North Carolina, as Charlotte Independence host Lexington SC in a League One versus Championship showdown. And today's match is presented by Novant Health, the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independence. In that game. But first, we'll take a look at how Charlotte unseated their Dogwood Derby rivals. Christian Cheney being played through early on, snatching a lead for the League One team and doing some damage from the spot. Luis Alvarez made it 2-0. He was put into the team of the match week And North Carolina FC would get a goal back, but then they got a red card, and that was enough to help Charlotte Independence hang on the road against their rivals. A huge win for Charlotte that sets them up in great position heading into round 2. On the other side of things, Lexington SC dealt a heartbreaking defeat. This was in the 6th minute of stoppage time, of which there were only 3 minutes originally awarded. A tough break for Lexington in what has been a tough season at the start of their championship campaign, and likewise in the Jägermeister Cup. Swaybu Maru has come in and stolen the show for Charlotte. He's our Gatorade player to watch for the home side. 5 goals in his last 3 matches, enough to vault him up into 2nd place in the League One Golden Boot standings. A Cameroonian forward who is a threat every single time he gets the ball. And Luis Alvarez will be looking for that man streaking in behind that Lexington defense. Alfredo Midense, a player with magic in his boots, a nonchalant style that both of these teams know very well because he has played for both this season on Lexington's books, went on loan to Charlotte Independence, and he's so good that he leads both teams in assists in all competitions this season, and he's brought the magic back to Lexington as he matches up against the team he was on loan with just a couple weeks ago. Charlotte Independence and Lexington SC here in round 2 of the USL Jägermeister Cup. We'll bring you starting lineups and kickoff right after this.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
When it comes to delivering high-quality, affordable healthcare, relationships matter. And after 90 years, Blue Cross North Carolina is proud of the relationships we've built with you. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. We're here for you, all of you.
There's a new game in town, and you don't want to miss this. The Carolina Ascent FC Women's Pro Soccer team is on the rise and fighting for the championship. Be here for the battle, every tackle, every save. Be here for every goal, every celebration, and every victory. Be here for the climb to the championship. For pro women's soccer action at its peak, be here. Buy your tickets today.
Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Parker Johnson here with you as Charlotte Independence hosting Lexington SC in Group 5. Here is how the teams line up, presented by Capelli Sport. Luis Alvarez is the man that everything goes through for Charlotte. Our player to watch, Swaybu Maru, lines up on the left, but plenty of firepower around those two as well. Rafael Jauregui has filled in the absence of Alfredo Midense after he was recalled from his loan, and Mike Jeffrey's been very excited to get him back in the lineup, feeding Christian Cheney as well. An unchanged team for Charlotte from their last match. Lexington, meanwhile, has made a pair of changes. A new man up top from their last game against Tampa Bay. That is Corey Burke, the Jamaican international, leading the line. Underneath him, Adidokun Epps, Domidense. as we enter round 2 here in Group 5 of the USL Jägermeister Cup. A huge opportunity at home for Charlotte. They had a 5-game win streak rolling. It was snapped against AV Alta on the road in League One play last weekend. But this team is still one of the hottest in League One, coming up against the Lexington side that has not won in their last 11 matches. Their last win coming in the US Open Cup all the way back in March. But this will be a pivotal outcome in this USL Jägermeister Cup group, as Charlotte got the win on the first match day and Lexington fell to Loudoun. We are just about set as these pair of old horses meet again. League One foes from the past couple of seasons, once again reunited in the Cup. Parker Johnson here with you as Charlotte starting fast. Cheney going down. Referee happy with the challenge from Lexington's back line, but under pressure immediately. And if you needed any sense of how Charlotte is going to attack this game, they will play direct, and they are not scared of Lexington. And likewise, Corey Burke striding through, beating Spielman. Burke the other way, denied by Matt Levy, but it falls to Epps. Midense trying to come onto it. A timely interception from Charlotte as they play out. And we've had chances here both ways in the first 45 seconds. Midense coming onto it again for Lexington. Just recalled from his loan, was with Charlotte Independence as recently as the last match day in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Away comes Luis Alvarez. He's battled away by a couple of orange jerseys. Free kick to Charlotte. And pause. We can all catch our breaths. A breathless start to this one. Also want to welcome in those fans who may be checking this out at halftime of the Loudoun-Louisville City match. Those are the two of the other championship teams in this Jägermeister Cup group. They started about an hour before this one, tied at the break. This one still tied early on. Header there by Kendall Burks as he handles Christian Cheney, who certainly can be a handful. Tied for 4th in League One history with 29 goals in league play across a handful of different teams. Ball played over the top. Michael Adidokun running onto it. Has the knockdown for Marcus Epps. Spots a ball to the back post. Played across. And a little bit behind the onrushing Burke. Midense has it for Lexington. Deep in the corner, defended by 2 Charlotte players. It's Midense collapsing on him with Javan Romero. Thrown in quickly by Lexington. Whipped in, looking for Burke. Spielman deals with it. Out to Sorensen, who can clear it up the line. But Lexington retained possession. After that initial chance, the championship team starting to put a stamp on it. That pass intercepted. Horegi doing the defensive work and playing the ball out, looking for Maru. Maru has the switch on to Alvarez. One-on-one with his defender. Brought it a little bit too close to Hafferty. The Honduran hangs on to it. Interchanging with Bashir and Jai. A well-developed relationship in the Independence midfield. Spots the ball back through, curling in, checking up on the turf. Both teams finding space in behind. Sorensen swings it in. Punched away, right back into danger. Bashir and Jai lashing at it. Away comes Lexington with Epps as this track meet continues early on at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Exciting action in the Jägermeister Cup. Michael Adidokun. Blue jersey scrambling back, able to get behind the ball as Lexington settle into some possession in the attacking half. I mentioned the stakes at the start of this one. Charlotte defeating North Carolina FC in their opening Jägermeister Cup match, a team they knew very well. They got a favorable draw in this group as Midense comes onto it. Midense looking for that left foot, rattles it off the crossbar. 5th minute of play, Lexington continue, overlapping run, clipped in, Burke, and could not get over his header. Another huge chance for Lexington, and a fast start for the championship side, who have been bereft of goals this season, just 10 in all competitions. 10 in championship play. We've had a couple more in the Open Cup. And here's that chance for Midense. Recycled into a cross from Sargent, and Burke is definitely the man you want to aim for. All 6'4" of them matched up against a 5'7" center back in Javan Romero. Very accomplished young player, but those aerial battles are a place that he can struggle. Cheney got in between the center backs, and Jai looking for Maru on the back stick. And Charlotte proving just how fast they can push it the other way. Haregi back in looking for Cheney. Romero pressured and forced into a wayward pass as we cross the 5-minute mark. A breathless start here in Charlotte. Novant Health is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independents. With same and next day sick visits, Novant Health provides care when and where you need it. Schedule online at novanthealth.org. Hear the commands there from Terry Boss, looking for their 3rd win of the season in all competitions. Lexington started the year with 2 wins out of 3. They won their first match in the championship, coming up from USL League One last year. But since then, a lone win in the opening round of the US Open Cup. And tough sledding since then. Towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference standings, currently 12th. They drew with Tampa Bay last weekend, which was a big opportunity for them to pick up points against another team that only had 1 win in the league. They weren't able to take advantage. They did hold a lead in that game, but conceded late on a set piece, and that has been the story of the year for Lexington. So close on so many occasions, but lapses in focus, simply not putting together 90-minute performances despite the immense level of talent that has been injected into this roster as they made the leap from League One to the championship. A chance tonight to turn things around against Division III competition, but Charlotte, it'll certainly be a tough task as they've shown early on, weathering the pressure and creating some chances of their own. Cheney to Maru. That will go down as a shot on frame, but easy pickings for Logan Ketterer. Cheney setting up the pressure. And he wins it back to Maru, but no, whistled for a foul, bringing down Nick Firmino. It has been a fascinating case study in the Lexington midfield this season. Was playing a much more advanced position while Alfredo Midense was on loan, the man who lays it off here. But ever since Midense was recalled from that loan to Charlotte, he's come into that number 10 position, that sort of free-floating player off the front line, and it's allowed Firmino to drop deeper into positions like pick up scored at the MLS level. Alvarez striding away, and it's pulled back for a foul before. They waited to see if any advantage would develop for Charlotte, but it is whistled against Corey Burke. It wasn't the high boot, that was let go, but just a little nibble there on Romero as those two continue to tussle. Burke called in on the initial Gold Cup roster for Jamaica. A major tournament in our confederation coming up this summer ahead of next summer's World Cup. A number of players from across the championship and League One getting their call-ups in the past week or so. But Burke's still available tonight, and he comes in for Forster Ajago from the start. A striker brought in loan from Real enough to keep his starting place tonight in the Cup. Tenth minute of action between the last place team in Group 5, Lexington SC, against a team that won its first match in Charlotte, looking to make it 2 for 2. Marcus Epps cutting inside, looking for a shot, and it's blocked by Omar Sis. Midense pulling the strings. Epps had his eyes on Corey Burke at the back post. Sis with another big intervention.
Ball defended over the end line. It's a corner kick for Lexington.
Corner kicks presented by Chick-fil-A. This is Lexington's first one of the match. Midense trying to craft something up with that left foot. Young Player of the Year last year in USL League One, Alfredo Midense was playing for Central Valley Fuego. Curled in with some venom. Spielman did well to trouble Burke on the header attempt at the back stick, out for a Lexington throw. Pepsi Cola is the official soft drink of the Charlotte Independents. Enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi while watching the Jacks. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas. Long throw coming for Lex. Flicked on. And sent away by Sis. Alvarez can pick it up on the near touchline. Walking his way forward, feeling out the need for Charlotte to get their foot on the ball here. Luis Alvarez, a player that Mike Jeffries said has really embraced his role this season as the player that Charlotte want to play through. They understand his capabilities, his work rate, his engine, how much attention he draws and how he can bring in everybody else. You saw him there controlling the pace of things. As Romero steps in, wins it and wins a foul as well. That's Zengay making his way forward from the right back position. The USL kicks off the month of June on ESPN2 with a battle of Eastern Conference powerhouses. Last season's Players' Shield winner, Louisville City, take on the 2024 Eastern Conference title holders, Rhode Island FC, on Wednesday, June 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. No. Turns away, trying to switch it for Epps. A misplaced pass intercepted by Sis. And now Cheney can turn and play Luis Alvarez forward. Squaring up his defender, cutting inside. Alvarez. A bobbling ball that got away from him slightly. But Alvarez feeling his way into the match. 5 goals and 2 assists in all competitions this season. He's on an incredible streak of USL honors as well, Luis Alvarez. He's been a part of the Team of the Week, or at least in the honorable mention, 6 times this season, each of the last 4 weeks, including the first round of the Jägermeister Cup in that win against NCFC. Just stamping his influence every single game. He was the runner-up last year for the Young Player of the Year award that was taken home by Midense. So we get a look here at Kieran Sargent on loan from Houston Dynamo, wearing his familiar orange today for Lexington. Horegi battling, withstands one challenge. Gets the cross in past Sargent. Alvarez trying to control, and Zengay able to stick a foot in. Alvarez will go quickly to Sis. And now Bashir Njai. Jacksonville, North Carolina native. Off to Spielman. As we get a look here at our Novant Health injury report. Mike DeShields still out for Charlotte. A center back signed this year. And clean slate as far as we are aware for Lexington. Good to see both teams close to full force in a super competitive matchup that we've seen play out so far. Given away cheaply, Jafal. Sis has Maru. That's the man you want it to fall to. Swabu Maru. 5 goals in his last 3 matches. And his first big opportunity of the game, just a touch behind him. But you'd expect the former 2022 World Cup participant for Cameroon to do better with that one, especially with the form that he's been in lately. Charlotte proving, though, once again, how quickly they can cause Lexington problems. They've been able to force a couple of quick turnovers as Lexington play out of the back. They've countered successfully as well. Lexington have made some chances of their own. It's been a very even match so far through 16 minutes here in round 2 of this Jägermeister Cup Group 5. Free kick awarded to Charlotte. Sargent tips away from Cheney, looking for an option, holding out his hands, and finally he finds it into the feet of Burke. Adi Dokun, brilliant ball to bring Zenge into the play. Open in the box, back to Adi Dokun. What a counter from Lexington. 1-0 to the visitors, and it's Michael Adi Dokun with the assist from Xavier Zenge on his Lexington debut. A pair of youngsters dealing damage, and Charlotte one in the hole. It all started at the back from Kieran Sargent. He was holding up his hands looking for options. Well, it worked out pretty well in the end for Lexington. A snazzy finish from the man on loan from Montreal, Adi Dokun. A Mac Herman Trophy Award winner, best player in the country at Ohio State. And he tallies here for Lexington. That is his first goal for the club. That is a Botero Carts goal. As Charlotte get things back under the way in the 19th minute, seeking a response. We talked about the opportunity to provide. Midense, dangerous ball palmed over by Levy. We'll bring up another corner kick. You see the magic of Midense, putting the ball in perilous position, but a strong parry with the right paw of the former FIU Panther, Matt Levy.
Alfredo Midense will be over this corner kick for Lexington.
Corner kicks presented by Chick-fil-A. Midense takes them from both sides. This will be an outswinger with the left boot. As it goes low, a swing from Burke and a miss from him as well. Alvarez was looking to dangerous pass to push Lex SC back. Epps with a mishit through ball. Levy will be happy to collect that one. A rare miscue from Marcus Epps wearing the captain's armband today. The 30-year-old well-traveled winger out of Jackson, Mississippi. Proudly repping the 601. Former MLS Super Draft pick by Philadelphia Union. But he has become a USL Championship stalwart. As there's a hint of a foul there on Burke, but this time Romero getting the better of him. That's been a fun battle going both ways here in our opening 21 minutes or so. With the championship team on top early, it is going to create a bit of a logjam in the standings with the current results, because I'm looking over now and seeing that Loudoun have a 2-1 lead on Louisville City. That would push Loudoun to the top of the table because they defeated Lexington on match week 1. Louisville City were coming into the match day in the Bird Dog seat. Still another 30 minutes or so left in that match. And Charlotte, of course, on 3 points from match day 1, so we'll see if they can form a response here. But coming into it, it felt like a huge opportunity for Charlotte. They got the scheduling grace that they avoided a match against Louisville City, who before the season started seemed like the most dangerous team in the group, although Loudoun certainly have had something to say about that. For Lexington, meanwhile, this is a real chance to turn things around. We'll get back to that as Sorensen dashing through. Some contact from behind. Hafferty brings him down and just caught in a position where there was no way he could avoid a foul there, although the yellow card does come out quickly.
Yellow card caution shown to number 6, Joe Hafferty.
Clever play by Sorensen, who knew where he was, knew where the defender was. He's in between him and the ball. But a first foul of the game results in a booking. Joe Hafferty, the Washington native, our first player to receive a yellow card tonight. And an interesting free kick position here. Luis Alvarez and Sorensen both having a sniff at this opportunity. Some big bodies battling. Cheney right on the 6-yard box. He's encapsulated by 4 separate players in orange between the zone and man treatment that appears to be going on here. A 2-man wall for Lexington. They conceded from a set piece in their last match, a recycled corner from a similar position to this. Sorensen fakes, Alvarez strikes. And this will result in a Chick-fil-A corner kick for Charlotte Independence.
Out for a corner kick, Independence. Corner kicks are brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
So Alvarez can more or less recycle this opportunity from a more traditional trajectory. And he sends it high to the back post. Ketterer keeps the ball going out on the backside, and a foul won there by the Lexington man, Nick Firmino. The Charlotte Independence is proud to share our home field with Carolina Ascent FC, the new Division I women's professional soccer team, who's headed to the playoffs, by the way. For more information on this exciting new Super League and this team, visit carolinaascent.com. 25th minute, and a goal in the 18th from Michael Adidokun. The difference early on as Lexington trying to get back in the win column for the first time in their past 12 matches. Off to a fast start, but there's been chances certainly for both teams. One in particular that Swebu Maru will regret if he is not able to gobble up another opportunity in this match. Charlotte's been dangerous on the counter, and he had a good chance just a couple minutes before Lexington's goal. A matchup of one of the best in League One so far this season, and a team this week in Lexington who finds itself at the bottom of the USL Championship power rankings. Very different styles as well, as we see Lexington dwelling on the ball, going all the way back to Logan Ketterer. Lexington, on average, keeping 54.3% possession, but they do send it long here. It's Zengay who assisted the goal to Adidokun. Striding forward, looking for Burke. Very well shepherded by Clay Dimmick, the captain, who keeps the angle tight, forces Burke beyond the near post. And that made it very difficult for him to make the right contact there. If it wasn't Dimmick, his goalkeeper probably would have had it covered from that angle. So good defending after Charlotte appeared to be stretched on that one. Select is proud to be the official matchball supplier of the USL Championship. From the academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Sent away by Sargent. Zengay has had a phenomenal debut so far. I looked at the lineup, and that was kind of the one big surprise for Lexington coming into this one for Terry Boss's side. Jacob Green had been the man providing the thrust up the right side from that sort of fullback, wingback position, given plenty of freedom in Boss's system. And this is certainly going to be offside. A line of 4 pinstriped jerseys all calling it out before our assistant on the near side agreed. I was describing earlier the strong possession stats for Lexington, and ironically it was the quick play through the lines that led to their goal. It was not the sustained buildup in the attacking half, but rather playing it out from the back, a couple of quick passes, and Adidokun, the man who picked the lock and then ended up getting it back from Zengay. Midense tugged back by Sorensen, and he will receive a yellow card.
Yellow card caution shown to number 13, Anthony Sorensen.
Just 22 years old, Sorensen. He's played for the Haiti and United States youth national teams, but capped most recently by the U.S. Charlotte with Swebu Maru. Laying it off to Sis, who swings out wide for Alvarez. A loose touch, but he's got the backheeled pass to Sorensen. Couldn't quite match the fancy footwork. Alvarez never short in the flair department. Setting a high standard, though, for his teammates. Sometimes you want to follow up a play like that and keep it all going, but Sorensen perhaps biting off a bit more than he needed to there. Man in an orange jersey into the attacking half, besides one here. Fullbacks pushed high and wide. Hafferty getting involved. Jeffal unable to send in the angled cross towards Burke. See Alvarez falling into that left-sided position in the build-up for Charlotte, allowing Sorensen to dash forward. He pressures Cheney forward, takes a stumble. He wanted a foul against Zengay, or rather Jeffal, who came away with it. Firmino, as Charlotte trying to sprint back. It's Adidokun taking on his man, Epps. A little bit of a loose first touch. Pounced on by the Independents. Haregi has a long way to carry this ball, and Jai ahead of him. Eventually makes that decision, and then the slide comes in, and Sargent just couldn't pull out of it, even though he saw Jai check back.
Fans, let's look at our upcoming schedule presented by
The Charlotte Independent storefront is live. Stock up for our next match on scarves, hats, shirts, and more. To shop our new online storefront, visit charlotteindependence.myshopify.com.
7 p.m. and tickets at charlotteindependence.com.
Mirense working against his old friend, Luis Alvarez. Gets the return on his favored left foot. Firmino might have just bobbled before it connected with his right foot. And the Brazilian with a look of anguish as that ball bounced harmlessly into the hands of Levy. Might have had more time than he thought as well, but when you're a player of a certain quality, shots from there on the first time can be great looks. That is certainly the case for Firmino. He hasn't always showed it this season. Mirense from the sky, taken back down to the turf by Sis. Sis coming in again, and that will be a yellow for the accumulation across a couple of fouls there from the Senegalese midfielder. Certainly a cynical swipe from Sis. Probably could have gotten the yellow card on the volition of that tackle alone, but combined with the one right before that they let go. Easy decision for Gerald Flores, our referee. This is remorseful.
Best surgeons, amazing nurses.
All the soccer action you want and all the flexibility you need. Keep an eye out on all Charlotte Independence channels to be the first to hear about our 2025 flex plans. Visit charlotteindependence.com for more details. So we get a brief hydration break here, it appears. 77 degrees at kickoff. Plenty of humidity in the skies in the Queen City. Thankfully for those 22 men out on the pitch and referees and coaches alike, fans in the stands, there are some wind gusts up to 27 miles an hour here at American Legion Memorial Stadium this evening. Early summer, but a deserved hydration break here in our match week 2 of the USL Jägermeister Cup on ESPN+. League One against USL Championship tonight, with Lexington taking on Charlotte. Lexington spent the last 2 years alongside the Independents in League One. Charlotte went in the other direction a couple years ago, a former championship side themselves. Adi Dokun, our goal scorer, breaking free, spotted a pass across to Epps, but so did Nick Spielman, who plays it out to the danger man Luis Alvarez. Hafferty sticking a foot in. Mirense battling with Alvarez. Comes away from the inside and is able to play it out to Njai. Ball caught up a little bit on the turf. Njai to play quickly. Cheney can't bring it in. The situation misfires slightly for the Jacks. Maybe a opportunity to wait just a moment, and they will have to do so now, as Njai still feeling the effects of that last tackle that came in from behind. A bit of an awkward collision with Jeff Hall in the middle of the park. There, Mike Jeffries in his 11th season with the Independents.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good time to remind our halftime contestants.
Guided them to a first place finish in their Jägermeister Cup group last season. Made it into the knockouts and lost their first game to Madison. Hoping for a similar outcome this year, but this is really a gotta-have-it game for Charlotte. If they can get past it, their last 2 matches would be against Loudoun and against Richmond. They do get to avoid the game against Louisville City here in Group 5, the favorites coming in, but Louisville City right now down 2-1 to Loudoun, still about 10 minutes left in that match. Meanwhile, Richmond and NCFC, the other game out of the 6 teams in this group, they started at the same time as us here in Charlotte, and that game up in Richmond still scoreless in another League One versus Championship showdown. And man, if Richmond were able to get some points there, that could shake up this table even further. It's going to look a lot different in a couple hours than it did coming in here in match day 2. Looks like it might have bounced back off the hand of Lexington, but whether that's a free kick or goal. Romero attempting a long ball through to Alvarez. Liked the idea, but would have preferred a slightly more advantageous angle. Adi Dokun, what a turn coming away. He's got Epps overlapping to his left. He cuts inside. Adi Dokun across to Mirense. Looking for his left, cutting back to the right. Mirense controlling, Salsa's over the ball. Well defended there by Sorensen, not falling for the snake hips of Alfredo Midense, a matchup that was happening here in Charlotte in training just about 10 days ago before Midense recalled from his loan, brought back to Lexington. Here he is again, knocks it down for Hafferty. Looking for the late arriving Firmino on the cross. And Jai has been the man who's brought these balls out in transition for Charlotte. And Maru always the target as they move in transition. Alvarez, brilliant. A little bit of contact, but may have it wiped away by Lexington. Looked very promising there for a moment for Charlotte. It's a pretty dry turf pitch today, and we've seen a couple occasions where those long balls have checked up in behind. Adi Dokun, great service. Zengay found it a little bit late. It was coming in with some serious heat and swerve. Zengay covering so much ground in the early going. Sorensen able to do just enough to put off his leap. You can see the huffing and puffing from the 24-year-old right back. He made 25 appearances last year with Columbus Crew 2, a first-round MLS Super Draft pick by the Crew. Never quite made it to the first team, but getting some championship experience now with Lexington. And from the looks of things tonight, you might see quite a bit more of them in the orange and in the black and green of Lexington this year. A team very much looking for solutions. You wouldn't know it by the score line. They only scored 2 goals in their past 7 matches. One of those, a lone goal in a 5-1 defeat. The other resulting in a 1-1 draw last weekend with Tampa Bay Rowdies. Another team towards the bottom of USL Championship. Corey Burke appearing to have some kind of problem here. He's holding his left shoulder, the Lexington striker. Forster Ajago started the left, but for now, another corner kick presented by Chick-fil-A. Whipped in by Midense. Cheney startled a bit by the header and sent it behind his own goal. So they will reset and do it all again. Midense with 7 assists already this season between his time in Lexington and his time with Charlotte. This one goes low at the near post, worked off the training ground. Jeffall had the left-footed strike at the end of it. Nice job by Lexington to switch up the service. Executed pretty well, but a good block from Charlotte. Keeping it at 1-0 for the time being as we approach the halftime break here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Adi Dokun, the lone goal scorer so far. That will be chased down by Burke, not quite fast enough. Tonight's match is presented by Novant Health, the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independents. So we see our 3 minutes of stoppage time flashed up on the board. Independents trying to conjure up one more attack before the half. Alvarez through the legs and a little bit behind. Cheney almost looked as if he was more focused on the nutmeg than he was at finding his teammate. Charlotte again passes and they're in on a couple of different occasions tonight. A fearsome front four. And this time it's aided by Clay Dimmick, who comes forward, heads across, awkward clearance, a punch by Ketterer, and he's able to fall on it before any Charlotte feet could sneak in there. Some nervy moments as we close out the first half, and Dimmick's first chance to get involved in the attack in this match. Riggy drops it off to Dimmick. Doesn't seem to be in too much of a rush for Charlotte. Levy finding Sorensen. And the contact from behind, and then a little bit extra there, possibly from Romero. We'll see how the referee takes his view of this situation involving Joe Hafferty. The yellow card is in fact out. There was a late coming together after the initial foul was blown, so we see the contact first, and then watch Hafferty. Tries to dribble past, and Romero certainly getting in his way. The referee taking a cautious view of the situation, and a caution given to Javan Romero, the 19-year-old center back. He won an under-17 CONCACAF championship with his native Mexico to the top level. So he matches Hafferty in the book after that collision. Very competitive first half between Charlotte and Lexington. Alvarez's
shot is just wide of the mark.
Referee checks his whistle. Checks his watch rather, puts the whistle to his mouth, and that brings us to the halftime break in this Jägermeister Cup matchup. 1-0 at halftime in favor of the USL Championship team, Lexington SC, with a lead on the road against Charlotte Independence. A goal coming from Michael Adidokun, the dynamic winger who struck in transition to put Lexington in front after 45 minutes. So that takes us to the halftime break here in Charlotte. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got lots of exciting Jägermeister Cup action coming up as we break it all down for you at halftime.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
Hello there, my name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is every single time you take a bite, you know you're gonna get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches. There's no touching it.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive.
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, Blue Cross North Carolina is proud of the relationships we've built with you. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. We're here for you, all of you.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Halftime here in Charlotte, a 1-0 scoreline in favor of the USL Championship side Lexington SC, as Charlotte Independents were unable to find the back of the net in the first half. And we will take you into a look back at round 1 in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Charlotte Independents placing one player in the team of the round. That was Luis Alvarez, you see there on the left wing, as Charlotte Independents got the 2-1 victory over NCFC that put them in a great position in this group coming into tonight. But Lexington really throwing a wrench into that. And at halftime, the way things stand right now, Loudon have jumped up to the top of this group. But here are some of those other standout players from round 1, headlined by Las Vegas Lights and Christian Pinzon, who brought home the Player of the Round honors. And we will take a look at a bright future building in the USL beyond the Jägermeister Cup. Take it away.
This is Centerville Bank Stadium in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, just opened in early May with a capacity of more than 10,000. This is the newest gem in the USL Championship, and there are more of these coming pretty soon in both the Championship and League One. Two clubs progressing towards their new homes are Detroit City FC and Sacramento Republic FC. Detroit City has acquired the land it needs close to downtown, while Sacramento has a similar goal in its downtown district known as the Rail Yards. Future plans are in the works for Oakland Roots SC, New Mexico United, and expansion club Buffalo. In League One, AV Alta FC's inaugural season kicked off in a renovation of Lancaster Municipal Stadium. Portland Hearts of Pine upgraded a local icon, Fitzpatrick Stadium, for its debut. Greenville Triumph SC broke ground on its new home with help from co-owner, the great Ronaldinho. And defending League One champion Union Omaha is planning its next home. 2026 expansion includes Fort Lauderdale United FC Stadium Complex, already a USL hotspot, and expansion stadiums are nearing the finish line in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Eugene, Oregon, Corpus Christi, Texas, and Boise, Idaho.
Oh, it's magnificent! What a finish!
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help. Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
Welcome back to our halftime coverage presented by Novant Health, live from Charlotte, with the Independents trailing 1-0 at halftime to Lexington SC in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Let's look around the around what else is happening tonight. Westchester and Hartford was a banger early on. If you tapped into that one before our game, 3-2 final. Portland Hearts of Pine putting on for USL League One as well. A 4-2 win over Detroit City. And the game everybody's got their eyes on in this group, Loudoun United coming away with the 2-1 win over Louisville City. So Loudoun on 6 points goes to the top of the standings. Louisville City for now is going to stay in second. If everybody finishes with 3 points, they'll be at the top of that group because they did score 4 goals in their opener, add 1 tonight, and they've got 5 goals scored through 2 games, which is our tiebreaker, remember, in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Top left there, a halftime score between Richmond and North Carolina FC that's worth keeping an eye on as well. Of course, you know, we want you to stay here with us on this broadcast, but if you got a couple screens, you want to check out the other action in Group 5, that game is going on. And then you got a 1-0 score at halftime between Rhode Island FC and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And then a few games coming up later on this evening as well. A packed night in the USL Jägermeister Cup, the biggest soccer tournament happening today, by my knowledge at least. And we are all in the right place for that good USL action. Well, the second half, not far away. We're going to step aside for another short break. And when we come back, the second 45 minutes from Charlotte.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, Blue Cross North Carolina is proud of the relationships we've built with you. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. We're here for you, all of you.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
All right, everybody. Get your belts on. Lock in. Second half coming up shortly here from Charlotte. And we are strapping in for an exciting finish here in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. Lexington SC with a 1-0 advantage at the break. And things got started straight from kickoff, basically. Charlotte coming in behind. A little bit of a shout for a penalty. Not given to Christian Cheney, and then right back the other way. These were both within the first minute of play. A big save from Matt Levy, but that would foretell more to come from Lexington. Alfredo Midense back from his loan with Charlotte. It only lasted less than a couple of months. He rattles one off the crossbar. The service returned back into the box, and Merck couldn't find the back of the net. Then Charlotte had their biggest opportunity of the first half. Swebu Maru, a rare miss from him, a man who scored a goal every 50 minutes or so in USL competition. And right after that, that left the door open for Lexington SC to take the 1-0 lead through Michael Adidokun on an assist from Xavier Zengay on his debut with the USL Championship side. He had another chance later on in the half, but unable to keep that one on frame. A very busy first half. Both sides with plenty of opportunities. A little more possession for Lexington, but Charlotte dangerous on the break. They didn't put any of their 6 shots on target. They'll have to be a little more clinical if they want to climb back into this match in the second half. Lexington securing the advantage in just about every category in this match. Tonight's match is presented by Novant Health, the official healthcare provider of Charlotte Independence. Looking good on the front of those pinstripe jerseys. Charlotte ride into the new decade of their club this year. Coming into tonight's match, 8-3-2 in all competitions. Lexington Sporting Club, just 2 wins all year. Their last win came on March 19th in the US Open Cup against Southern Indiana. Terry Boss on the verge of getting his team back in the win column. It has been a long spell. He said that there is impatience in the team. They're just full of so many talented players. You can see former MLS competitors there in the shot. Kendall Burks of the Chicago Fire. Man like Marcus Epps with so much success he's seen at the USL Championship. They are not fans of losing, and they're very close to snapping that streak and moving up the table in this Jägermeister Cup group. But we'll see if Christian Cheney and co can have something to say about that in the second half. Sis trying to keep the energy up for his big striker. Charlotte certainly eager to get back underway. And we welcome in those who may have been watching Loudoun defeat Louisville City, the other match kicking off about an hour before us in the group. Loudoun can kick their feet up with 6 points on the board after 2 matches. They've scored 3 goals, good enough to stay in first place for now. The only team that could match them would be Charlotte if they can come up with a second half comeback. But Lexington well on their way thanks to Michael Adidokun in the first half. Parker Johnson here with you as we make our way towards the conclusion of round 2 in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Lexington picking up where they left off. At 59% possession mark in the first half. Firmino seeking service. A little bit of a deflection, so Charlotte Independents have to try to keep it from going over the end line. Romero unable to do so, and that will bring up our first corner of the second half, presented by Chick-fil-A. Midense took a handful, most of them from that side, I think all but one in the first half, and he was able to mix up the service, so we'll see what he goes for here. Last year's golden playmaker in USL League One. They go short with the corner. Adidokun finds Midense. Zengay calls Levy into action. A missed header falls to Epps. then Burke barreling through Omar Sis from behind. Collar popped and whistle blown against the Jamaican forward. Novant Health is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independents. With same and next day sick visits, Novant Health provides care when and where you need it. Schedule online at novanthealth.org. Sargent trying to switch the play over to his opposite fullback, Zingay. Sargent here on the ball. He was the man who started the move all the way from the back that led to Adi Dokun's goal in the first half. They were able to break through a couple of lines before Charlotte could get back in position, but the longer spells of controlled possession haven't come to much for Lexington in this match. Charlotte more than capable of breaking quickly as well. Alvarez brought down in transition. Firmino's had his hand in a couple of fouls of that sort. Very intelligent player. Moved to the United States from Brazil when he was 3 years old, but spoke Portuguese in his household growing up. Stayed very connected to the footballing culture. Known around the world. Growing up in Boston, he was tabbed by the New England Revolution. Made his way to MLS with Atlanta United before settling with Lexington this year. Played up the touchline, intercepted by Sorensen and out for a throw. Firmino swinging it out to Midense. Midense curls, Burke arrives, and he scores for Lexington. Didn't matter how he got it in there, the big man gets in the way, and when you got service from Alfredo Midense, it is harder to miss. His 8th assist of the season. He now has 4 for Lexington after 4 for Charlotte while he was on loan. A remarkable story, and he does damage to the Independents. What a ball here as Burke able to get on the wrong side of Nick Spielman. Those Charlotte center backs have done such a good job, and in fact, this might be Midense's goal. Burke held his hands up, but I'm not totally sure that he got a touch on that. Either way, it's 2-0 to Lexington. And no surprise that it comes for Midense. I mentioned the assist totals. There's a number of incredible stats. It's so rare that you see a player who's had such an impact for 2 different teams in such a small amount of time in a season. One of the most fascinating figures is that between his time with Lexington and Charlotte, Midense has only been on the losing side of 1 match out of the 10 that he has previously competed in for these 2 teams this season. And you have to consider that across all competitions, they've got 10 losses combined between Lexington and Charlotte. But Midense on the pitch, only 1. Pretty remarkable stuff. Burke unable to supply another goal presented by Botero Karts. We await confirmation on the official goal scorer, but from what I see so far, they have given it to Corey Burke. That will go down as his 4th of the season. Alvarez playing it quickly. Curled towards the back stick, looking for Maru. And Jai had to wait for it to come back down. Zenge looking for Epps and cut out by Clay Dimmick. Horegi. Adidokun challenging Alvarez. And feels the impact of the Honduran shoulder, but a little too eager to send that ball forward in the direction of Cheney. It's given right back to Lexington with a little bit of frustration starting to show. Some impatience here in the second half. Charlotte knows how big of an opportunity this match is in the Jägermeister Cup standings. A win would put them top of the standings, even with Loudoun, with a match remaining against another USL League One team in Richmond, and a matchup head-to-head against Loudoun United left for Charlotte. But all of a sudden it will look like a bright opportunity from the Lexington side if this score holds. Their next match is against Richmond, and they close out with North Carolina FC. A chance to pick up 2 games, 2 results on the bounce against League One teams in this new Jägermeister Cup format, seeing all 38 USL professional teams included this year. Sorry, Lexington's last match is against Louisville City. To correct myself on that one. Shouldn't miss an opportunity for that major Commonwealth Cup showdown. Now there's a whistle against Lexington. Burke is going to be the latest man to go into Gerald Flores' notebook. So he adds to the goal and brings a yellow card. Aquafina is the official water and hydration partner of the Charlotte Independents. When the game heats up, cool down with Aquafina. Fifth minute of play. Sorensen held the ball up, signaled this to his teammates. A little bit of a flat service from Luis Alvarez. Poor by his very high standards. Get the ball back from Levy. Looking for a long pass. Cheney's in behind. Christian Cheney! A lovely finish! Charlotte right back in it. And who else but Luis Alvarez spotting that pass over the top. Cheney pumping up the fans at American Legion Memorial Stadium. We get another look as Alvarez deleted 2 defenders. Cheney deletes the goalkeeper. Impossible to stop when those 2 are firing. And all of a sudden, it is 2-1. This competition, motivated by goals, could see another one. Just wide.
Your Independence goal by number 99, Christian.
Goals presented by Botero Carts. We almost got 2 in the space of a minute there. Much like the way that this game started from the opening kickoff, it has been an absolute thriller. So glad that you've been able to join us for this one on ESPN Plus. And Charlotte making things interesting here in the second half. For Cheney, that's his 6th goal in all competitions this season, tying him for the lead on the team with Swebu Maru. for Alvarez, his 3rd assist in all competitions. And he finds another long ball here in the direction of Cheney, who sees the touch off of Sargent, and he's happy to let it roll across for a corner. Presented by Chick-fil-A. Charlotte with the momentum, swinging back after allowing the early second half goal to Lexington. It's flicked long at the back post, retrieved by Spielman. He brings Jauregui into the play. Rafael Jauregui sent in, Cheney, and touched around the post with Javan Romero right on the doorstep. Some very smart goalkeeping from Logan Ketterer, but there's some concern here for the Lexington goalkeeper. As we take a look at the black tie replay, he might have struck the post. Yeah, you can see his head knock off of the woodwork. Always a danger to the goalkeepers. Cheney and Midense sharing a locker room not long ago. So Alfredo Midense will certainly understand the antics of the 30-year-old USL veteran, trying to get in his head a little bit of his former teammate. And thankfully, it looks like Ketterer is back under his own power and able to continue here. The backup goalkeeper is Brooks Thompson, who I'm sure swung in by Sorensen. Cheney overhead kick. All of a sudden, he's in a mood. That one ball over the top. You remember seeing our live shots coming out of halftime. Here's another look at that spectacular effort. It almost was a little too low for him, that kind of kick. He ended up getting under the volley and sending it over the crossbar. But when they were coming out of halftime, he's looking a little disinterested. He's got a teammate trying to lift him up, get him energized, because we all know, USL fans, what he can provide when he's on his game. And it's that one ball over the top from Alvarez. And ever since then, he's creating problems. He's getting in the heads of the other team. All of a sudden, very active in the game. Like many good strikers, he pops up out of nowhere and comes up with a goal. What more drama will we have in the final 30 minutes here in USL Jägermeister Cup action? Another corner coming up to be taken by Midense. One assist already on the night to Corey Burke. Midense to the back post. Headed back across. Great header by Spielman. Maru on the chase. Sargent gets there first, but he's still heavily pressured by the Cameroonian forward, able to just shake him off long enough to get the ball back to Ketterer. Well played by the left back on loan from Houston Dynamo. Maru, another man who's been on the fringes of this match. He missed that one big opportunity in the first half. Still waiting to make a real stamp on this game after 5 goals in his last 3 matches in League One. Lexington on the ball. Midense, back heel, gets the return, and he was in an offside position.
Indirect kick for the Independents.
Planted in the top corner just for good measure. The Charlotte Independents is proud to share our home field advantage with Carolina Ascent FC, the new Division I women's professional soccer team. For more information on this exciting new Super League and this team, visit carolinaascent.com. The Ascent already securing home field advantage for the Super League playoffs. So you get to see them in action at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Lexington's Super League team in action tonight as well against DC Power. They got a home match. The men taking care of business so far, with Charlotte trying to creep their way back into this game in the second half. It's been competitive from the off. Alvarez looking for Cheney again. A fruitful connection in the second half. Cut out this time by Ketterer. Midense keying the attack. Has Zengay ahead of him. Onside, played across. Great intervention from Levy. Burke was ready to tap that ball in if it got past the wide hands and the pink jersey of Matt Levy. In his first year as a starter, third season with the club, coming out of FIU at the Division I level. Long ball seeking Epps. Sis gets it to Njai, and Alvarez can turn. That spells danger for the opponents as Cheney carries it. Cheney out wide for Maru. Alvarez continues his run, gets it back. Alvarez and lost his footing at the worst possible moment after a lung-busting burst across the pitch. Did so well to make up the ground, and his plant foot just goes from under him. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Here's Epps for Lexington, 11 on 11, as he battles Njai. Drops it off to Nick Firmino. Jeffal. Forming the pivot with Firmino. Picked up by the Brazilian. Edge of the box. Now Jeffal. Spread wide for Midense. Looking for that left foot. The angle closed down by Sorensen, and Midense appears to have a slight problem at the top of the screen, but play continues for Lexington. Here is Sargent, working past Alvarez. Sargent towards the end line. Warded back by Spielman. Long spell of pressure from Lex SC. Comes now to Epps, and out for a throw-in and a chance for Charlotte to catch their breath. Ever wanted to kick around on a professional soccer field or walk the pitch hand in hand with a pro player? Here's your chance. Our group outings will give everyone an unforgettable night with a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Visit charlotteindependence.com/groups for more details. Hurled in by Burks. Cheney right on the back of Hafferty, has Alvarez and Maru. Luis Alvarez checking inside, and Maru wanted it.
That ball defended over the end line. It'll be
a great break from Charlotte, and once again, Cheney, an absolute nuisance when that ball started bouncing. But his pass was just in between Alvarez and Maru. Alvarez decided to make the decisive play and take control, but when he came inside, that recovery defender got there. He goes for the near post service on our Chick-fil-A corner kick, and it's brought out here by Midense. Sorensen on a yellow. The initial tug back, And the referee has a real decision to make here. Sorensen was given a yellow card for grabbing the jersey in the first half.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an Atlas chiropractic
And I'm not
substitution.
seeing Gerald Flores go to his pocket, but that is about as textbook as it gets in terms of a yellow card situation, not to mention that it was on a fast break opportunity. He is lucky to still be on the pitch. Meanwhile, changes for both teams on the way. Fabrice Nga and David Moreno ready to bring some fresh legs to the flanks for Charlotte. Nga, an outside back, and Moreno, an attacking player. So Sorensen will depart after doing a dance with the devil.
Correction, number 8, Moreno.
He's able to escape any punishment and make his way off the pitch. So a straight swap at left back for Nga. Here's another look at this play. I mean, he had him for 2 steps, and yes, the referee plays advantage here, but there's also a second foul at the end, which broke up the transition, and I am quite frankly flabbergasted that he did not receive a second yellow card there. Lexington has had complaints many times this season about referees affecting the outcome of their matches, and should Charlotte get back into this one, that was certainly a flashpoint. Meanwhile, Mbong and Gibert both came on for Lexington during that stoppage. Just wanted to round up those substitutions. Mbong, a center forward, getting his run, coming in for Burke. And Gibert, a defensive player. Cheney frees up Alvarez, has Maru, Swabu Maru into the ground, and couldn't guide it goalwards. A second huge miss of the night for the in-form striker, our player to watch coming into this match. It wasn't the best ball over from Alvarez, but there is no excuse for not hitting the frame there for Maru. You can see he just tops it into the ground, and the look on Cheney says it all. A huge opportunity in the 70th minute for Charlotte to come level. Ketterer gets us back into play as Lexington readies another substitution. Speedy Williams, the reliable midfielder, will give Sofian Jeffal his curtain call for the day. So expect Williams to sit in there with Nick Firmino. No shift in formation for either team across the substitutions that we've seen. Just a few fresh legs to take us home in the final 20 minutes of this USL Jägermeister Cup match in Group 5 between 1-0 Charlotte and 0-1 Lexington, who appear to be reversing those results from round 1 if this scoreline stays the same. Moreno into the box for Cheney. Maru battling at the back post. It was actually Njai who set it off to the Cameroonian. Saved by Ketterer. Bong wide for me, Dense, and it wasn't angled tightly enough toward the Honduran. First touch of the game for Mbong, needing a moment to get comfortable in the action. Sargent cleaning up his mistake and sliding in, but out for a Charlotte throw. So you can feel the urgency ramping up on this warm evening in the Queen City. Ketterer out, talking to Hafferty. And Jai will have to come up here to make him pick it up. As Lexington entering that time-wasting mode. With a bright start since he's come off the bench. Pass left short by Sis. Sis will pressure high up the pitch here. Cheney closing down Ketterer. It's your experience on your schedule. Stay tuned in on Charlotte Independence channels to be the first to hear about our 2025 mini plans. Charlotte Independence is committed to keeping soccer accessible and affordable. Visit charlotteindependence.com for more details. Played forward by Midense. Almost connecting with Mbong. Midense has showed no mercy to his old team. Already an assist to his name tonight, almost picking up another one there. Pressuring, squaring up the shot, skewed wide. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157, the new Sirius XM app. Alvarez. Played the assist that got his team back into this match. They were down 2-0 before he connected with Cheney. Now back from an offside position is Nga. Another change in attack for Mike Jeffries and co. This is John Baquero, the Barcelona boy who comes on for Bashir Njai. So that is really attacker for midfielder. Njai has played a fairly advanced role today, made his way up the pitch, and Baquero does like to slide into some similar pockets, but a more naturally attacking presence, to be sure, as Charlotte trying to chase this game. And remember, if they were to find a goal in the final 15 minutes, it would send us to a penalty shootout. No draws in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Louding coming away with a 2-1 win in the All Championship matchup tonight in Group 5. Still 0-0 as far as I can see between Richmond and North Carolina. They're on a similar timeline to our match here in Charlotte. Luis Alvarez picking out Baquero. To Moreno. Moreno end line. And dribbled himself out of play. Disappointing from a Charlotte perspective. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on Today NA, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches will be available in Spanish through the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Elliot Goldthorpe, the Englishman, coming on for Alfredo Midense.
Coming into the game, number 37, Elliot Goldthorpe, replacing Alfredo Midense. Also coming in, number 22, Jacob Green.
Jacob Green will enter the match as well. Zengay departs. So both of the men who provided assists for Lexington coming off in that pair of subs. As you see Green and Goldthorpe on for the final stages. Waiting for the ball in an offside position. Not happy with that decision, but able to keep an eye on the line. Overly eager, perhaps the description for the last couple involvements for the Colombian winger. Yet to make a big impact on this team. He was signed on April 3rd. Made a couple of appearances, but this is his first since May 3rd. So it's been almost a month since Charlotte has seen him take the field. That attacking unit, of course, has been very, very strong and previously included Midense up until about a week ago. Fans, join us back at American Legion Memorial Stadium on June 15th as the ride continues. Your Independence face-off against Greenville Triumph SC in League One action. First kick is at 7 p.m. Gates open at 6 p.m. '80th minute of play here in round 2 of the USL Jägermeister Cup Group 5 action. The USL Championship team ahead on League One competition. These two played twice as opponents in USL League One last year before Lexington made the move up. Both matches resulted in high-scoring draws, 2-2 and 3-3. This one can't finish as a draw, but Charlotte certainly have an eye on an equalizer. Alvarez pass cut out by Epps. Falls to the feet of Spielman. Romero looking long. Dimmick challenged by Sargent, who not only gets the ball out, but also rejects the ball coming in there from the ball boy on the sideline. Very tactical defending in the MLS. Pass out from Levy. In transition, Lexington. It's Green cutting back for Goldthorpe. Goldthorpe whips it. Didn't miss by much. The shape on it was beautiful. The former Bradford City boy unable to steer it goalwards. Alvarez on a late tackle from Firmino. And all of a sudden, the referee does not seem interested in handing out yellow cards with the swiftness that he was at the beginning of this match.
Take a moment to recognize the motion, the official robotic lawnmower of the USL. Motion is a proud partner of the USL.
Get another look here on the black tie Charters replay. Those dangerous plays, more dangerous by the mistiming of the tackle than by the intention. But anytime those studs are showing, pretty common that you'll see the yellow card flashed, especially when it's against one of the standout players like Alvarez. And after some consideration, this is a straight red card for Nick Firmino. So the referee, with the communication system, with his assistants, taking time to make the decision, and Firmino gets an early shower in Charlotte. Independence will be up a man for the final 8 minutes of this contest. The Brazilian sent off for dangerous play on Luis Alvarez. I'm sure Lexington will feel hard done by after Charlotte had a player on a yellow card, pulled back a jersey of a Lexington player, got away without a second yellow. That one given as a straight red.
Ball played over the end line, goal kick.
And again, for all the reasons I was just saying that it's often given as a yellow, you can see those given as a red as well, but again, just an inconsistency in the way the cards have been given out tonight is why I had some confusion at first, but Firmino taking his walk, and Lexington with a much harder job here in the final 7 minutes and change. You can see Nga sneaking forward on the far side as well. Trying to give an outlet on the left wing as Maru plays through the middle. Moreno played it to the near post. Sis was there, but too close to Ketterer. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Grappling between Goldthorpe and Nga. Foul blown against Lexington SC. Alvarez tees it up, then goes short. Moreno. Hasn't been able to find a teammate with any of his services just yet. A loose touch escaping him on the right sideline. Gatorade is the official sports drink provider of the Charlotte Independents. After a long day on the field or at the gym, make sure to replenish those electrolytes with Gatorade's many flavored sports drinks. Flores seems to have changed his mind. You can hear him telling Terry Boss there that his assistant had a better view. And much like that red card decision, you have to appreciate the measured refereeing, giving himself time to make the right decision if somebody comes in with a better outlook on the situation. As frustrating as it may be for those coaches on the sideline, desperate for a win. Cheney juggling, holding off Hafferty. Baquero. Dimmick to the back post. Cheney rising.
Play Dimmick's cross gets to the head. Christian Cheney.
He likes the service from his captain.
Goal kick. Lexington.
Charlotte will be throwing everything at it in these final stages. There were complaints from Hafferty afterwards that Cheney was launching off of his shoulders. Can't say that he's incorrect there, but to be expected from the battle-tested striker. Cheney developed out in California, a Fresno native who joined Sacramento Republic at the same time, believe it or not, that Didier Drogba, the famous Chelsea and Ivory Coast striker, was spending 10 days training with Sac Republic as he awaited his MLS debut towards the end of his career. Ball sent in here. Spielman, Baquero with a crazy flick. Maru kept it in. And out for a goal kick.
Goal kick is the call. Goal kick.
Ingenuity from the Spaniard Baquero. And Spielman, serving as an auxiliary striker right now, was the one who set it up for him. Very close chance for Charlotte. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the full USL TV listings. Hugo Mbong dispossessed, out for a Lex SC throw. Chance to eat up a little bit more clock. Kieran Sargent up to take it. Can you imagine that the corner flag is the best location for Lex at this point of the game? A 2-1 lead, taken early in the second half through a goal from Corey Burke, who has since departed. Charlotte struck back with Christian Cheney a few minutes later, and we've been at 2-1 ever since, but an 82nd minute straight red card to Nick Firmino has added some jeopardy to the final few minutes for Lexington, in full preservation mode now, and Spielman will give them exactly what they're looking for, which is a free kick and a yellow card.
Number 4, Nick Spielman. Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated a minimum of 4 minutes of additional time. Stoppage time is brought to you by
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is the official health insurance provider of the Charlotte Independents. Blue Cross NC makes health insurance easy. Discover employer, individual, family, Medicare, and Medicaid plans from Blue Cross NC. Better care starts here. 4 minutes of stoppage time for Lex SC to navigate here, to come away with their first win since March 19th in all competitions. One that would set them up nicely for the rest of this group stage in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Loudon looks like they will finish top of the standings tonight on 6 points, but a win would move Lexington into a tie for second. And there's a whistle here. Referee going to the pocket for Mbong. But a yellow card will be the least of his worries at this point. Less than 3 minutes to go now.
Marcus Epps.
Charlotte have Omar Sis and Luis Alvarez basically playing quarterback at this point, trading the ball between them at the halfway line. Everybody else towards the 18-yard box or high and wide. Virtually nothing in the middle of the field as Charlotte go all-out attack here. Luis Alvarez has left his post as well, trying to craft something up. They've got numbers in the box, but he's got to get it there. Harassed by orange shirts, and a free kick to Charlotte. Taken quickly here, David Moreno has a chance on the wing to serve it in, deflected. The cross goes short, As the sting taken out of it by the Lexington defense. Sis picks it up. Moreno to Cheney. Baquero back to Cheney! 2-2! What a play for Charlotte Independence! Baquero with a beautiful set and the crowd going crazy with a penalty kick shootout on the cards. Or could there be a winner with another minute left in stoppage time? 2 second-half goals for Christian Cheney. Have another look. It's a 1-2 inside the box and a saucy left-footed finish. Black Tie Transportation replay showing us that goal presented by Botero Carts in the 93rd minute. And you can't wipe the smile off Christian Cheney's face right now.
All right, you Jacks, who wants one more?
You can hear the PA in the stadium asking the crowd who wants some more. Charlotte's got all the attacking pieces out there to fight for another one. Or could Lexington SC craft up some late drama sent in by Green? Back posted Sargent. Not happy with the corner flag. He's trying to cut inside. He goes down. All ball from Charlotte. A bit of jawing with Romero. Romero on a yellow card, remember. He's got to be careful here. We've crossed the allotted 4 minutes, but there was a goal. So we should see a little bit more time added on. Definitely enough for this long throw from Burks. Served in the box, headed out by Spielman. Speedy Williams. Out to Green. Goldthorpe can't hold off his defender, but does get it back momentarily. And there's a whistle. It's against Charlotte. 95th minute now. And this may be the last chance for Lexington before we head to a penalty kick shootout if the score remains tied. This is what the Jägermeister Cup is all about. Late drama. Lexington SC seeking to end an 11-match winless streak in all competitions. They had it in their hands. They had the lead for most of this match. Goldthorpe. Green was first to it. And that will be the final whistle. We are headed to a shootout at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Thanks to the late heroics of Christian Cheney after Charlotte found themselves down 2-0 early in the second half. It was he who got them back on the board with the first goal, and then it was all the way until the 93rd minute where he combined inside the box to send us to penalties. We will step aside for a quick break here at full time, but don't change that channel. We will be back with a penalty kick shootout in the Jägermeister Cup right after this.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
There's a new game in town, and you don't want to miss this. The Carolina Ascent FC Women's Pro Soccer team is on the rise and fighting for the championship. Be here for the battle, every tackle, every save. Be here for every goal, every celebration, and every victory. Be here for the climb to the championship. For pro women's soccer action at its peak, be here. Buy your tickets today.
folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
Welcome back for the conclusion of this round 2 matchup between League One Charlotte Independence and championship side Lexington SC. We are headed to a penalty kick shootout. Each team will have 5 attempts from the penalty spot, 12 yards from goal. Best record after 5 shots wins. Otherwise, we keep going until we have a winner. Now, the winner of the shootout will be granted an extra point in the standings. No matter what, both teams get at least 1 point for finishing this game with a draw. But that extra point on the line, and it could make a difference here in group play, especially if Charlotte are able to claim it. A point would take them into second place at the end of the evening with 5 second half goals. He got the equalizer just a couple minutes ago in the 93rd minute. And he looks like he will be stepping up first for Charlotte Independence. Be hard to bet against the striker. Not only that, but he's also made his last 5 penalties in addition to those 2 goals that he has scored tonight. 4th in USL League One history in total goals. And he is called upon first against Logan Ketterer. Cheney strides up, and he misses the frame. Charlotte miss the first penalty. Christian Cheney with his first miss in his last 6 attempts. Doesn't. And up steps Elliot Goldthorpe for Lexington SC. Three-year-old Englishman goes left, and it's saved by Levy. All square after a penalty apiece. 1 miss, 1 save. As we roll on in the Jägermeister Cup, another look at Goldthorpe's penalty. It was struck well, but a great leap there from Levy at full extension.
Taking the next kick.
He guessed the right way and made the stop. Next up is Nick Spielman, the center back for Charlotte. All business, and he tucks it home. You gotta love the way a center back takes a penalty. Just step right up. None of those jinky run-ups. Couple steps, back of the net. And a muted fist pump from the man who was playing as a center forward for much of the last 5 minutes of the match. Next up for Lexington, Ugo Mbong, who came on as a second half substitute in this match. Many of the players with MLS Next Pro experience have an advantage here with that shootout experience. Mbong, one of them, and he places it right down Main Street with Levy guessing the other way. A little chirping beforehand, and Mbong happy to back at the goalkeeper. So 1-1 after 2 penalty kicks apiece. Luis Alvarez steps up in the 3rd spot for Charlotte. Talisman of this team, without a doubt. His penalty record is not the best. 3 of his last 5. He has missed the frame twice. He can do just about everything on the pitch. Here comes the Honduran, Alvarez, staring down and slotting down into the left corner. Charlotte ahead 2-1. Third kick upcoming for Lexington. Hard and low, just about unsavable for Ketterer, but the hesitation from Alvarez making it that much harder for him, trying to wait to see which direction he would go. Alvarez able to stay on the front foot against the Lexington goalkeeper, giving his side the lead for now. It's Gael Gibert, who played with Charlotte Eagles in his summers in college. Back here in Charlotte from the spot, Gibert. Another one goes down the middle. 2-2 after 3 kicks each. And both of Lexington's successful penalties have gone down the middle. Levy with one save on the one that went to the corner. Here comes David Moreno, trying to find the back of the net for the first time in a Jacks jersey, signing out of Columbia. The left-footed penalty high into the corner. 3-2 Charlotte. And this is where going first starts to feel like a stronger advantage. Any mistake here from Lexington would be very costly. But Marcus Epps, cool as a cucumber, 30 years old with over 200 appearances in the USL Championship. 43 goals to his name across his storied career. Face to face with Levy. And Charlotte just need one more to seal the deal and pick up the extra point. Well, the strategy of going down the middle would have worked again with Levy flying into the corner. All he had to do was keep it on target. But that provides John Baquero, the Spaniard, played his college soccer at Wake Forest, to win it for Charlotte from the spot. Baquero! And Charlotte pick up the extra point after a dramatic comeback. 4-2 winners on penalty kicks. Cheney pulled them back in the game. One big save from Levy in the shootout. And the good times keep rolling in Charlotte. What a match in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Disappointment for Lexington, who had a 2-0 lead in the second half, a late red card, and conceding in second half stoppage time to send us to this penalty kick shootout. And our man of the match, presented by Aquafina, we gotta give it to Matt Levy. Cheney put him in a position to be the hero in the shootout, and he delivered. This was the first penalty for Lexington after Cheney had missed from the spot in his first shot. And Levy comes up with our save of the match, sponsored by Social Pet. Bringing the energy to the shootout as Charlotte sees this over the line. What a comeback for Charlotte Independence. We'll see it here. This was the equalizer in stoppage time, our Novant Health play of the match. Cheney bringing it level and hitting his signature celebration in front of the home fans at American Legion Memorial Stadium. And that gives us a chance to bring you in on our full-time highlights. If you just joined us for the shootout, you're bouncing around tonight, checking out the USL Jägermeister Cup action from all around. We'll give you a look back at how it went down in this one. Lexington SC took a first half lead. This was a crazy game from the start, and Michael Adidokun scoring his first goal for Lexington SC. Then it was Alvaro Medense putting this ball in a dangerous area for Corey Burke. Burke credited with the goal, and Medense, less than a week after returning from his loan to Charlotte, providing yet another assist. His fourth of the season for Lexington in just 3 matches. But a couple minutes later, Luis Alvarez bringing Charlotte back into this match, spotting a perfect long ball over the top for Cheney. And he had the finish to match with Ketterer caught in no man's land. And then you just saw it a few moments ago. This was the equalizer from Cheney as Charlotte sent all their numbers forward. At that point, Lexington SC were down a man after an 82nd minute red card, and then the winning penalty kick to secure the extra point for Charlotte. So it finishes 2-2 at full time. 1 point each off of those 90 minutes. Charlotte will earn 2 points in the standings by virtue of winning the shootout. 13 shots to 14, 4 on target for each side, 6 corners to 4, as even as it gets. Although that one red card did prove to be a huge difference maker late on in the second half. Lexington SC, as they've done all season long, controlling the possession of the match, and yet again for the 12th match in a row, still winless. Have not won a match since March 19th back in the US Open Cup. That is all we have from Charlotte. It has been an absolute pleasure to bring you this USL Jägermeister Cup match on ESPN+. I want to give an awesome shout out to our whole crew at American Legion Memorial Stadium and our production team led by Hunter Nixon, Oswaldo Rodriguez, and Jerry Sosa. My name is Parker Johnson, signing off with your final score: Charlotte 2, Lexington 2, and the Independents win the shootout.
Express written consent of the United Soccer League.